screws gotta go this time. Okay, I took the circular saw and cut those little buggers off, and then angle grinder with a sanding disc, flap sander, or whatever you want to call it, kind of mellowed everything out. This stuff I'm not worried about. I'm going to fill that, but this whole back gets a cap because I don't want water getting down in there. I know I could seal it. It is sealed. I actually put that real thick windshield sealer they used in the 60s and 70s for windshields. I gotta grind that little bugger down. But so I'm gonna put a cap back here of wood. I have another piece of oak. I'll seal that all off, and then I'm gonna continue the copper around and then get the front. But here's our project so far. Okay, that came out pretty good. I saved the line, so if anything it's a little proud, a little bit big, and I could take the angle grinder and blend everything in nice and smooth with a sanding disc on it. And then this little edge right here, I'll just clean up real quick on that. Maybe clean this side up a little bit. Okay, so I have different spots strategically marked out where I want it to screw firmly to the back, and I'm just going to countersink with this. This doesn't leave, it leaves the screw heads like sticking up a little bit, so I'm going to tap it with this little guy. And this is actually a machinist thing, but it works really good on wood, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, yeah, it countersinks, but it doesn't leave too much poking up. And this is getting covered in copper, so I don't want those little dimples revealed. So I'm going to hit it with that little countersink guy there, and I'm going to do that now. Oh yeah, those are much better. This will sink way down. I could even backfill them, sand it after putting a rust stop on the screws. That was a hole that was in there. Shoot, I should probably just countersink it and use it. It's already there. Okay, I'm gonna take all the burrs out, smooth it out on the belt sander over there, and maybe touch up this bottom edge a little bit. Okay, off we go. That looks pretty good. The board is cut this way, which is good. It'll have a nice tight fit, top and bottom, and it should draw pretty tight. But, I like it. Love this old oak, just tight grain. Really nice boards. Okay, so this oak is so hard, I'm actually going to pre-drill. I'm going to get a couple to hold it in place right where I want it. And yes, I do use modern tools sometimes. And I'm just using modern screws. There's a whole lot of screws going in here. They're going to be covered up anyway. And I've been collecting slotted screws for years. I don't want to use them all up on this. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and throw that bugger on. So I'm going to zigzag out to the ends from the middle, kind of like it, because acting like a buggy spring. It's pulling in really, really tight. And I'm gonna treat it like a head gasket and work my way out to the edges. And I like carrying sharp screws in my pocket because I like how they feel when I sit down. Broke my drill bit very big. Okay, shattered another drill bit. This imported crap. I had a screw in there I have to get out somehow that bottomed out and snapped. Oh, man, don't even get me started. Number 3. Okay, I lost count. What was that? 5 bits? 4 bits? I even pre-drilled those. That's ridiculous. Okay, break the grinder out and blend that in, smooth it out. Okay, I'm just using these little paddle sanders or whatever you want to call them on the angle grinder. And what is this? 120 grit. I might use that to scuff up. I'm gonna have to scuff up the edge of that copper to solder to it. Get a nice bond. And this is a 60 grit with a little bit of wear to it, but I just want to take that wood down and blend it all in. Let's do that. Okay, the storage on my phone got full. I don't have fancy video equipment, but I think I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna wire brush at least the chicken poop off. This is I scrubbed and scrubbed this. There's still chicken crap all over, but I think I'm just gonna oil base that black. But there's a little bit of an overhang, and I'm mulling around in my mind how to do this edge without sandbags and special equipment to form the metal. But you know, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna clean it up and get it painted. Okay, so the paint I use, this isn't the original container, obviously, is that Exo Rust oil-based machine implement rust blocker. And you get it at True Value, the machine implement paint. And I cut it way down with mineral spirits. And it's a little translucent. Like you can see that's painted. And it just wipes right back off, but it penetrates. It's almost like a penetrated fluid with a rust blocker. But we got our board that blackened out up there. Now this guy, I'm gonna, however far over, I'm gonna overlap with a strip of copper. I'm gonna have to sand, clean it all up like that. So when I solder it, it just flows into the clean, and I have a really good flux. But I also have, remember our water jugs from the last video? I've never done this before, and I'm literally going to be taking a torch right to the copper that's nailed down to this oak, and hopefully it'll go really fast and flow really nice. Okay, so here I'm struggling with remaining daylight, storage on my phone full, batteries running down. This little guy is hammered flat. I already did the other side, and I scooted it up there, and it's all fluxed and sanded, so I'm going to solder that little seam. Alright, try to fill that divot in up there a little bit. This guy, the last second I couldn't straighten it out, so I just gave it a shot, but we'll let that cool down and sand that and hammer it a little flatter. A little back and forth. I'll take a file to it. And here's our other side. Guy here. That'll just turn black. I might clean it up a little better. Might actually try to fill that in a little bit right there, but that's not so bad. Here's another thing. I didn't have these bolts installed yet, and we put nice long little brass nails and pulled that panel all the way tight to the wood. And I did both sides. That was a little time consuming, so I got a little distracted, but look at this. Look at that seam. That is just really, really nice. Still have to fix that and that, but I am really happy with that. How that door shuts. Boom. Both sides are the same way, and this seam is nice and consistent now. And I actually took from pillar to pillar a long pipe clamp, the little guy back there, in reverse, and pried them to where I liked them, and then tightened all these bolts down with the brackets, and it seems really solid. The big thing was replacing under the body the wooden blocks. There was one missing on that side, and this one was completely rotted. But when I remounted the cab, everything started being on a level plane from the bottom up, and I'm really happy with it. Well, it's nighttime. I'm beat. There's plenty left to do in the whole front yet. But look at that moon.